the most tremendous new musical experience you can have.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Logan, and I'm here giving y'all this review to this newest Megan Thee Stallion album, Good News. Now, before we get into this, I just want to let y'all know I am recording this and the next video, the St. John review, today. They will go up tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. That's the plan. Obviously taking off for Thanksgiving because I am going home for Thanksgiving tonight. So, and the reason why I'm recording them now and rather than when I get home is because it's a whole 2 minutes to upload from my apartment, 2 hours from my parents' house. So, easy choice. Also, I finally got to move my TV. It's sitting in the trunk of my car about to go home. So, I got my new setup. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about that in the comments section. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get into this video. This album, Good News, clocks in at 17 tracks, 50 minutes. Megan, of course, is probably the most popular female rapper out right now. It's between her and Cardi, no doubt. I'm personally not a big fan of hers. You know, she's got some good bars, but I've just never really personally liked rappers in general who primarily talk about sex, whether it's male or female. I mean, even 2 Live Crew, you know, they're the most classic example, and I can't listen to them like that. You know, a couple tracks here or there, but it gets old. You know, I hate it whenever rappers have these sex interludes. Like, we get it. You make millions of dollars making music. You're famous. You have lots of sex. You don't have to prove it on your record, you know. And I mean, same goes here. That's just how I've always felt. So it kind of comes off as lazy. It can be cool. I mean, it's great that you're that confident, and some people do enjoy it. It's just never really rang for me. You know, I've never really enjoyed it like that. But regardless, she does have her positives in that she's amazing with beat choices. She has a crazy aggressive flow with an occasional great bar here or there, you know. The pros on this album, of course, is the beat selection. Generally speaking, she does a pretty good job on the beat selection here. The flows can be really fun, really aggressive, really, I was about to say intricate. Definitely not intricate, but just, you know, yes, generic, but again, fun. Some of the features are really good as well, and there's a great intro track, which I will break down in a minute. Now, if we get into the cons, it's 50 minutes of Megan Thee Stallion, bro. This is way too long. There's too many skips, and it really, I mean, the best track on here is the intro, which I like it whenever artists start off well, but the fact that, you know, it kind of dies after that, you know. I'm not saying there's not any good tracks. There's still some good tracks after that, but it really could have been better in the middle there. While I did say there are some good features, there are also some bad features. And overall, it's just not that creative. Most of the songs sound the same. A lot of them, of course, about sex, sexual things, braggadocio, but mostly when it comes to your body or how much dick you get, basically, you know. So, it just comes off as lazy at times, where she could have branched out some. She sticks with what she knows, which I respect, but it's just... I didn't like it in the first place, and this didn't bring me to it. Also, one con that I just put, I get so sick and tired of her doing that. Oh my god, every verse I'm sorry y'all got to hear that from me, but if I had to hear it from her a million times, y'all can hear it from me twice, okay? Now the standouts, I'm going to talk about the positives first. The standouts, in my opinion, Shots Fired, the intro. It samples Who Shot Ya by Biggie. And, I mean, she really goes in on this one. This by far has the best writing and flow on the album. And it really got me hyped to start off this album. I really thought, oh, dang, this is going to be good whenever it started like this. She addresses the Tory situation, specifically with lines like, you shot a 510B with a 22. Talk about bones and tendons like them bullets wasn't pellets. I thought that was really cool how she addressed that, got it out of the way right away, because that is obviously everyone expected her to talk about that, so that was pretty cool. The second track, also, Circles, is pretty solid. It samples Holding You Down. Again, a great use of sampling. I enjoyed any time that she samples a old classic track. She usually does a good job with that. It talks mostly about dealing with immature men in relationships. It's a pretty solid track with a decent message, you know. Again, I mainly put this one down just because of the great sample use here. After this comes Crybaby with DaBaby. These two, of course, have great chemistry together. And while every track with these two does sound the same, because Megan generally doesn't branch too far out, and DaBaby definitely doesn't, regardless of what I said in my review yesterday. He usually does not branch out and try new things. It works, at least to a degree, until it eventually gets overdone, kind of like how DaBaby has started to reach that point. Again, check out my review for his album yesterday, because he tried something different on that one, just letting y'all know. But the beat on this one is pretty solid, really murky, aggressive type beat. So it is a banger, at the least. It is a banger, even if it is kind of generic. After this, my next track that I really enjoyed was Freaky Girls featuring SZA. Now, I always talk about, I've been talking this whole review and complaining about how Megan mostly talks about sex on this one. Although I will say, when you have an R&B artist, especially one as amazing as SZA, you get a pass. You straight up get a pass. That's the rules. I don't make them. I just follow them. After this, Intercourse. I could see people hating this. I could see people liking it. As someone who's not that deep into the reggae vibe kind of dance track genre, I enjoyed it. It's a fun vibe. Again, really good, fun reggae with Popcaan on here. Even though his writing is kind of questionable. Just don't read it and you won't know, really. It's just a very relaxing, easy song to chill with, The production could have been a little better, which does fall into a lot of the tracks on here, where the production could have been a lot better on some of the tracks, but regardless, still a fun track. Go Crazy. I just have to put this on here because this was the radio hit, It has a fun beat with a generic sound, It could have been, again, could have had better production. But I get it. This is supposed to be the radio hit. Megan has a good 2 verses. Big Sean, he's killed 2020 so far, and he has an even better verse where he comes with that swagger but a little bit more relaxed. And then 2 Chainz has a solid verse. Even though he was barely on it, he is a really fun way to end the track. So I enjoyed this track, even though it is kind of generic. I also have to make note of the Savage remix here. I don't particularly like this song, although it is really confident. I get why people like it. I specifically get why women like it, because it is really kind of uplifting. I don't know. I have this mixed bag on Megan, where are her tracks really uplifting or are they demeaning to women? I guess I can't really speak on that, being a man, but it could go either way, I guess. But this track is definitely uplifting and confidence building for women. I could see that. Again, I don't particularly like it because it's really overplayed. It's not that good, but I like the remix better. Of course, it does have Beyonce, and I enjoy that, so I have to mention it. Then we get to Girls in the Hood. Of course, remixes Boys in the Hood. Again, Megan and her samples, really enjoy that. Her verses themselves aren't that great, but it's just the sample, the nostalgia of it that really gets me to enjoy this track. And maybe that's cheating. I don't know. I do enjoy it, though. And I enjoy the one line she has. Oh, it was funny. She said, "I'm going to make him eat me out while I watch anime." That was, that's funny to me. That's funny. And then we get the last track, Don't Stop, featuring Young Thug. Thugger, that's all I got to say. You get Thug on a song, and I'm going to like it probably, especially if he has a good verse. Megan herself isn't particularly great here, but Thug, man, he comes in aggressive, kind of slurring a little bit in his bars, which, he can try anything, and I'll probably enjoy it. It's just a really solid verse from him, and I cannot wait for his album to come up. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of bad tracks also. Do It on the Tip. She has good chemistry with the features on here. City Girls and Hot Girl Mag, of course. This track's only about dick. It just comes off as uncreative at times. It's almost uncomfortable to listen to. And maybe that's just because I'm a man. I don't know. Women, you can give me your opinion on this. I'm definitely willing to listen to it. I feel uncomfortable when, again, male rappers put out tracks that are specifically about females and their body parts that I'm not going to get into here. So that just kind of translates both ways here for me. But again, let me know your opinions. I just didn't enjoy this track, and it came off as uncreative altogether. And then Body. Body should have been a good song. It was a fun track to listen to. Again, fully about sexual stuff, but it's more about the execution here. The flows are pretty solid, but the hook over and over. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. And that was so annoying. And then, of course, the beat being made basically entirely off of sampled moans, that's just uncomfortable to me. I mean, like I said, anytime anyone uses moans on an album, it just makes me uncomfortable. And I don't like it. In conclusion, it's just too long. It could have actually been really fun. See, I had a lot of tracks that I actually enjoyed and come back to. It's just the tracks that I don't mention sound the same, and then there's those couple bad tracks. I mean, there were more than 2 bad tracks. Those were the 2 that I really needed to talk about. But really, I think if you cut this down to just the essentials, it would have been pretty solid. You have Shots Fired, Circles, Cry Baby, because of course you got to have the baby track, Freaky Girls, Intercourse, Go Crazy for the radio track, Savage Remix, I mean, obviously, Girls in the Hood, and Don't Stop. Then you have a pretty solid album that's probably around 30 minutes long. I didn't really do the math on that. Some of those tracks I don't love, like I mentioned, Cry Baby, Go Crazy, and Savage, but you got to have those for the radio and for the plays. I've heard some people complain about the track Rock Me to Sleep, but I personally enjoyed it. Again, I'm not that deep into it, but I thought it just was a enjoyable track that you probably could have thrown on here, but also you don't have to. It was just a fun vibe to kind of break up the monotony of the same sounds over and over. Overall, yeah, the rest... Yeah, just trim the fat on this one, honestly. I'd say around half, if not slightly over half of the album is decent to good. So this is not a bad album, but it does come off as like extremely mid. So end of the day, that's just kind of how I'm feeling on this one. I'm going to go with a better if it were shorter 6 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, I almost went with Skip City, but then I realized there was just there was enough tracks that I enjoyed that I couldn't go with that. It was better than terrible, so better if it was shorter is kind of where I'm landing on this one. That's all I got to say about this one, though. I mean, I hope that with her next project she can branch out a little bit, try some new things. I get it, though. She does even address that on the album, that she's just trying to give people what she thinks they want and what will sell. I get that, and I respect that to a degree. But at the same time, as an artist, you maybe take some risks, That's the only way to really grow and really build a brand that'll last for longer than just how long you're active, So that being said, that's all I got for y'all. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, sub, hit the bell next to my name for notifications, and I will hit y'all up next time.